Now, water supply problems experienced in Asheville, Kroonvale and Adendorp in Graaff Reinet in the Eastern Cape will soon improve. A beverage producer has invested in a groundwater harvesting project in the area. The water supply project consists of 4 boreholes that will provide as much as 27 megaliters of water per month. The system is also not reliant on ESKOM power and is powered by solar. It will serve more than 20,000 people. SABC's Lwando Nomoyi is at the unveiling. Let's take a look. Lwando, tell us what exactly is happening. Is that the installation behind you that we see?
Yes, thank you very much. As you can see behind me, I'll just step out of shot and just give you a glimpse of what is behind us. You can see that it is the solar panels and the borehole is here as well. And we do understand that, the intervention by the private sector as well, it's actually 4 boreholes in this region. So residents of this area will actually breathe a sigh of relief in terms of water security. But, let's bring into the conversation the PAX director of Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa, Umama Unosicelo Ngcobo. Ma'am, thank you very much for your time. Let's just speak in terms of the objectives of the company in terms of this particular project that you've embarked on. We do understand that this is not only a provincial or a local project, it is a national project, in terms of sustaining water security within the country.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Yes, water is a very important element for Coca-Cola. We use water in our operations, and we do have a global strategy that allows us to work with communities and ensure that communities become resilient. So we replenish every single drop of water that we use back into communities. And this project here is one of the many projects we have across the country, and this particular one is going to give the community over 30 million liters a month. So it is part of the community, sort of the strategy that we are embarking on, and it's something that we're going to continue doing for as long as we take water from communities.
And we do also understand that there are certain areas within the country that are drought stricken. What is the selection criteria of the company in actually earmarking a certain region to actually benefit from this project?
Well, there's no selection criteria per se, because there's no competition that says you need to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But what becomes important is there should be a viable underwater source. Otherwise, what's the point of a borehole? And we work very, very closely with the national government of water and sanitation, also their local offices as well as their provincial offices. And then we target priority communities. Some communities have been without water for years, and this is where we prioritize and working closely and making sure that the water is provided where it's needed. So really, at the end of the day, the main criteria is to make sure that there is water underground. Then we're able to pull it up and provide solutions like this.
Let's just take it back a bit. We do understand back in 2018, this particular area, the main supply dam, which was the Nomoyi Dam, had no water. Now, just taking it back in terms of the regions that you guys have actually intervened within this project, within this province, just tell us more about that. Which regions have you actually reached out to within the Eastern Cape?
So within the Eastern Cape, one thing that I would like to highlight is the work we did in PE itself, the municipal area, where because of day 0, we have provided about 9 boreholes. I think it was around the Vema community, 9 boreholes. What we also do is we work with an international organization to clear the main rivers, to make sure that the encatchment and the watersheds are cleared and the water can move towards the bigger dams. So we have about 9 boreholes in this area, and this is probably one of the biggest ones, but we'll continue to work in this area as well. So Eastern Cape as well as Limpopo have been our priority site mainly because of the drought, and it's something that we'll continue to work on.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Ma'am Ngcobo.
Thank you so much.
All right, that was Unosicelo Ngcobo, the PAX director of Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa, just also outlining to us, the strategies of the company in actually doing such interventions. But let's bring in now the head of sustainability, Mr. Baloyi. Mr. Baloyi, thank you very much for your time. I see solar panels. Yeah. Let's start there. Just tell us more about that as well.
Yeah. So what's happening here is that we went into a partnership with Dr. Beasnodia local municipality. They have had some boreholes that were drilled, but just drilled. So what we came in, we saw an opportunity to actually equip those boreholes. So you know that we've got problems with ESKOM, and in order to extract the water you need a pumping system. So that's why we went to the route of installing these beautiful and powerful solar panels that then feed into a system. So we've got 4 in total. Actually, we've got 4 systems here. Bigger, we call it the mega project, not the normal Kroonvale that we've always had for communities where they come and collect water immediately. This one feeds into the grid of the town of Graaff Reinet. So we've got 4 bowls that we've equipped. And then pump, we've trenched the water feeding into a reservoir. Then there's a booster pump that assists in making sure that the water ends up at the dam that then feeds into the town of Graaff Reinet.
And also just talking about the reticulation system of the town, we do understand that the Department of Water and Sanitation also, injected over 70 million in this project for infrastructure upgrades. Let's just talk now about the amount of water that these residents will solely benefit, because this is initially about them.
Yeah, no, definitely. So in terms of water yields, it's actually quite a big one. Annually, we're looking at over 324 million liters of water into the grid of Graaff Reinet. This particular borehole where we're currently sitting in is our biggest one, and it contributes about daily combined, the 4, they give us 1 million liters, which is 1 megaliter. This one contributes 45% of that, with the smallest one contributing 10% and the other 2 25%. So it's quite a big jump to the projects that we're used to doing, where we're getting 17 million, 30 million liters per year, but now we moved. It's tenfold, 324. So it's a game changer for us. We've never done this before, but it's quite refreshing to know as a company that for a resident in Graaff Reinet, when they open their tap, they can say a certain percentage of that water comes from this project, comes from Kroonvale, and as a company that makes us proud.
And we can also ensure that with these solar panels now, this will be uninterrupted water. As you stated, that we also have challenges of load shedding in the country.
Yes, definitely. And obviously another issue is security. So all our systems, they're installed with an alarm system, the security, but also to make sure that these are sustainable. We've got a weather stations. There's one here, so it tracks your cloud cover, it tracks your humidity, it tracks your wind speed, because that then also allow us to track the underground water in terms of, are we over abstracting, what do we need to do? And we are going to experience droughts in the future, but with the weather system, we've got 2 weather systems that are linked to this project. We're then able to have a daily track of what's happening on each, which then helps us when we need to make decisions in terms of what we also know, without even being here, we can know that today's cloud cover is not going to be good, and therefore the solar panels are not going to work to their optimized capacity. But all those elements help us to have a sustainable system, and also help us to design an effective and efficient operation and maintenance plan, which we are going to do. So we're going to continue to support this to make sure that it opens sustainably. So we don't just go in, build fancy infrastructure, and then leave. We don't do white elephants as Coca-Cola beverages. South Africa will do sustainable projects, and that speaks to the sustainability department, which is exactly what sustainability is about, ensuring that today's development does not hinder or compromise the development of that of the future. And that's why we need to make sure these are well maintained.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Baloyi.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Baloyi there from Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa, also just outlining the technical perspective of these particular projects that they've actually invested in within these particular regions, that, water scarcity is going to be a thing of the past for the residents of this area. But from us here in Graaff Reinet, it's back to you in studio.